There's a butterfly here. Imagine, a butterfly. It's not even warm enough that the ice is all gone, but there's a butterfly there. I think it's a comma, but I'm not going to get up and go look because I have socks on. And my socks are already kind of damp. You know, I'm looking here, now that the snow is gone with all this stuff. See, it's all gone here, except over there it's still wet. Those are the lilies in there. I planted lots of lilies last year, about 40 of them. And all those markers are in there not for the lilies, but for the other stuff I got when I was getting soil. Some of it was... Hey, there's that butterfly. Of course, this camera takes so long to focus. Hey, look, there he is. Can you see him? Oh, he's not a comma. He's a moth. Wow. Look at his... You can tell he's a moth because of his huge fat body. Butterflies don't have huge fat furry bodies. Moths do. So I don't know what kind of moth he is, but if he were a butterfly, he would be a comma. It's because on one of them that are butterflies on the back, those are 4 wings, you know. So on the back, lower wings, there's a comma. And that's how come you know it's a comma. Another one is a question mark. Which has another marking on it. Now is inside, determined that it's going to get my attention to get him out. Okay, well, a moth is different than a butterfly. So even though it's so early in the season, I can understand there being a moth here. I don't know why. That is our first moth of the season. It is. This is pretty good soy milk. It's too bad you didn't want to drink out of my cup with me, because I was going to share. Do I have a white mustache now? You know, when I wrote that list of to-do, I started thinking of all these things that I really needed to do that I don't even think about that I need to do, like taxes. Or like taking these soaps up to that place. There's lots of things that are sort of way back in the back of my mind that I haven't actually, you know, because I'm so busy doing things right in front of me. If I see it, I do it. So if you want me to answer your comments, you should write it in the messages. If you write me in a message, then I'll right away. I read the messages, but the comments get lost. So don't talk to me about something you really want to answer to in the comments. You got to ask that in the messages. Personal messages or something. Send message. What was I going to say? I was so busy talking about something. It's the middle of the day. It's about 2. I didn't eat lunch. Maybe I should eat lunch. Well, I'm having soy milk. This is certainly a good lunch. I really like soy milk. Now, if you whipped it and made it into a froth, then maybe you could make it into ice cream. I forget how you make it into ice cream. I think you freeze it until it's just... Oh, you could do it in an ice cream maker. That would work, yes. Those would work well. I used to have an ice cream maker. Having an ice cream maker is pretty good if you have kids and you have cream. I don't have any cream now, but I did it one time. There was a farmer, one of my friends, who was over quota. Like in Canada, if you have cows, you have quota. And you have to buy your quota. Quota is your permission to sell. Your permission to sell so many liters of milk. And so, if you get to August and you still have, your cows are producing, but you don't have any quota, then you're not allowed to sell it. And they'll charge you if you to take it away, if you put it in your milk tank. So they would let us come over. So we went over and we got 5-gallon pails every day for about 10 days. Now what do you do with all that? Well, some of it we fed to the pigs. But I would let it sit. I'd put it in the freezer for a day. Luckily my freezer was empty. It was August, so it wasn't quite harvesting everything yet. And I had 2 big freezers. So I put all those big buckets in the freezer. And then the cream would rise to the top overnight. So the second day I would skim off all the cream. I would put it in quart jars and freeze it. And then I would, some of it I froze. And then the rest of the milk, which was now buttermilk, I would send off to the barn. And he fed it to the pigs. And then I took all that cream, since I didn't really want to freeze it all, I took it and I put it in the blender and I made butter. Ah, good butter too. Lots of butter. And I put it in, I patted it. You had to pat it to get the liquid out, or the solids. I learned how to do that. I don't know where I learned how to do that. Probably the joy of cooking. I think most of everything I ever learned about food I learned in the joy of cooking. We didn't have the internet back then. That was in the 70s, early 80s. Sun feels good. And I also made ice cream. Some of the cream I didn't make into butter. I put it in the ice cream maker. I got an electric ice cream maker. It was a big deal that I had an ice cream maker. And it was electric. You didn't have to turn it. Oh, when I was little, we had to turn the handle. Get that. We used to make ice cream. I made ice cream for my 2 little children and my ex-husband. Anyway, it was interesting. How in the world did we get on that topic of pigs and cows and cream? Oh, I know. It's because of making soy milk into ice cream. Yeah. See, if I had that ice cream maker again, I could make soy milk into ice cream. You could make yogurt into ice cream. You've seen frozen yogurt, right? Hey, New Era, do you make yogurt? In the Middle East, they eat a lot of yogurt. Do you make it? Do you have a good tip for me? How to? My husband goes through a half a container of yogurt a day. So I guess that's 2 cups of yogurt he has with cereal in the morning. Well, I'm going to turn this off so I don't have to go and edit it.